Okay, so before I start this video, I just want to say that I'm not going to be like talking about like my current job or jobs I've successfully got through job interviews, because those job interviews like obviously went well. However, I will say for my current job I did actually have to do like a phone interview, which, because I'm like the most socially awkward person ever, I absolutely hate talking on the phone, and it was a bit of a challenge for me. However, like, the interview on the phone did actually go really well. I remember one of the questions I was asked during the interview was if I could have an actor play me in a movie about myself, who would I choose? And my mind kind of went blank and I just basically chose Chris Hemsworth. I really wish I was Chris Hemsworth, to be honest. With all that aside, hello Internet Allies and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, basically, earlier this year, like probably the first couple of months of the year, like I had to basically find a job. Which, fair enough, you know, I'm a young adult. I need a job, basically, to basically fund myself and like filming, etc, etc. And to do this, I had to go through like a couple of job interviews. Some I was unsuccessful at, and obviously the one I'm currently working at now, I was successful at. Now today I kind of wanted to talk a bit about the job interviews I wasn't successful at, because I think they were kind of unusual job interviews, to be honest. So yeah, here we go. So way back in January, I applied for a retail position at this entertainment exchange company. I'm not going to say the name or whatever. So basically went along to the interview, which, you know, fine. And basically, like, I had to basically have the interview standing in the middle of a car park, which not only seemed a little bit unprofessional, but kind of dodgy as well, to be honest. I mean, especially for like a chain and stuff. I mean, I wasn't called back to the second part of the interview, and when I was told, like, my friends and family, they were like, yeah, I'm kind of glad you weren't successful in that, because it does sound quite dodgy, to be honest. And, you know, had like some people sound quite shocked when I told them what happened. I mean, to be honest, I felt like I did well in that interview, but at the same time, yeah, like, I wouldn't really want to have an interview in the middle of a car park if it's for just a general retail position, you know, unless like I was applying to be like a race car driver or something like that, or a taxi driver, a bus driver, etc. The second job interview I had was for an outdoor activities chain, shall we say, and that interview went quite well, I think. However, most of the interview was basically having a free go on the treetop course they have there. It was quite a fun day. I mean, like, I remember like one girl actually saying to me, like, in the interview, yeah, I'm just doing this so I could get a free go on the treetop course. So you know, it wasn't really necessarily bad. However, I will say, like, I felt like for that interview, the interview part, like the actual way they ask you questions and you have to give answers, like, I feel like I kind of messed up with. I knew what kind of questions they were going to ask, but like, you know, it's the way that they phrase them which kind of like threw me off. If I was to give advice to anybody like going into job interviews, is that, yeah, there are common questions that you will be asked in job interviews, you know, such as, you know, what made you apply for this job, why do you want this job, etc. But, you know, they might like phrase it in a slightly different way, which is fine. You know, it kind of depends on the person who's interviewing you. However, an interesting thing is, like, 6 months after that interview, I actually had to do some filming there for like a tourism blog, which, you know, was quite fun, but also quite exhausting, because I had to basically end up keeping up with the Segway with like my camera and my tripod and all my film stuff. And yeah, that was pretty tricky, really, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't carry my camera and my tripod like around with me on the Segway, because, you know, that would just basically be like a lot of health and safety stuff to go through. When I actually did have to go for the filming session, like 6 months after the interview, like, they didn't really remember me, but that was fine. I was kind of hoping they didn't, because that would just been a little bit awkward, I think. I mean, they were quite impressed with me, like, you know, basically running around with a tripod all morning, basically. That, you know, that was definitely a fun That was definitely a fun film shoot. And obviously I'm not here to like basically say anything bad about the chains themselves or anything like that. You know, that's not, it's not like dissing anybody or whatever. So yeah, it's just basically just personal experiences and whatnot. These services are, I believe, very useful as well. So, you know, and I think these trains, you know, are great really. Another thing which I'm going to just basically add to this video is just basically a couple of tips about anybody who might be going for job interviews at any point soon or are thinking of basically applying for jobs. So first things first, I'd say be as prepared as possible. Like, you know, make sure you do lots of research about where you're applying for, and also just kind of be prepared for the kind of questions they might ask. I was quite lucky because I ended up having quite a bit of help, and I actually ended up like getting a sort of a sheet of common job interview questions that they might ask. So yeah, so just basically prepare as much as you possibly can, you know, and make sure you know what you're going to say when you go for the interview. Next thing, you know, don't give up, don't be disheartened if you are unsuccessful with the interview, or if you don't even get to the interview stage. You know, everything happens for a reason, I like to believe. And I think really just kind of be yourself, be positive. Most job interview places do require you to probably dress smartly, so like, you know, shirt, trousers, etc. However, like for the outdoor activities chain that I applied for, like I was told to like basically wear quite like outdoorsy clothes. You know, it wasn't a requirement to dress smartly because we ended up like doing like a treetop course, and doing that in a shirt and trousers would be quite tricky. Anyway, that's it for me guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know any strange job interview stories you have in the comments below. Also tell me what you guys do for a living. You know, I'd love to hear that. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you want to see more videos from me, click on subscribe. And until next time, Team Rob's blasting off again. I hope you're having a wonderful day, guys. See ya. Bye.